Happy Saturday. Still chilly in my neck of the woods here in Charlotte, North Carolina. But this week we're going to be in the 60s. So it's like it's going to be spring in January. So strange. But happy Saturday. I'm Alexis. Lexi. Hi, friend. Welcome in. I wanted to start today by just saying I didn't know what I was going to say today. And, I want to get on here every single day. Every single day. It makes me happy and it just makes my day start well. And I was going through one of my little journals, not really a journal, so to speak. It's more of a book of manifestations. And this is it here. It's just a little book. I don't even know where this book came from to list it down below. I'll see if I can find it or something like it. But I was reading through this and there was something that I wanted to share. And this is something that I say most days and I've gotten away from it. And I'm like, yeah, I need to start saying this again in the morning when I do my mantras and when I do my manifestations. I try to do meditation every morning. So, all is well, all is good. Everything is happening as it should. All is well, all is great. Nothing is ever happening late. Everything happens right on time for my greatest good. And I am grateful. And grateful is spelled with F-U-L-L, full. I am grateful. And I love this because I always say everything happens in the time it's supposed to happen. Everything happens as it should. And that's always my saying. And my daughter can attest to that, me always saying that to her. And she's like, well, we should have done this or this should have happened before. And I'm like, really everything happens as it should. Sure. Should I have started this YouTube channel back in 2011? Maybe I would have thousands of followers by now and be monetized and making big money and have all kinds of things that I want to do with the result of that. Sure. But that wasn't my time. This is my time and everything happens as it should. And I'm happy with where things are going for me. Turning 60 back in August was monumental for me. And with my health and everything. And I have promised since my mother passed away, if you're new here, welcome. I think I said that in the beginning, I'm not sure. And if you're back, I appreciate you so much for just being here and listening to my little chit chats, my Lexi talks. But I promised myself when my mother got sick, my mother died in June of 2021. She did not have the illness that was going on during that time, during the pandemonium. But she had congestive heart failure, and we didn't know that she had this. And I've been beating myself up about that for the last 3.5 years, but there's nothing I could do about that. I didn't know. I'm not a medical professional and I'm not a doctor, but I have so much guilt because I feel like she wasn't feeling well. Why didn't I notice? I was just like in my own world, like, oh, my mom is fine. Like I was talking to a family member, they're like, well, you were in denial. And I'm like, yes, I was, because my mother was like my superwoman, my Wonder Woman. She was always strong, into her 80s, doing everything, independent. We lived together as a unit, as a nuclear family, her, my daughter, and I, 3 generations. But she always took care of everything. So I didn't worry about her ever. And so, that when she passed away, I decided that it's time. Even before she passed, I had started losing weight. And I'm like, it's time. I've got to get my life together, get my shit together, get right. My mother lived to be 89, and she always promised me she would be here until she turned 100. Of course, she couldn't keep that promise. But I will be here, and I am planning on being here. Like, you're not getting rid of me. No way. So I, in turn, am taking care of myself. And one of the things, the self-love and the taking care of myself, is being on this platform. I love it. It makes me happy every day. Every day, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I going to talk about today on this platform? And I just love it so much. And yes, it's very slow going, but I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. And everything happens as it should. And everything is going to take off as it should. And I know that it will. And so it just brings me joy to be here and to be able to impart my little stories and, things that make me happy. So if you don't take anything else with you today from my little Lexi talk today, just take this one thing out of the three statements that I made. Just take this one. All is well. All is good. Everything is happening as it should. And sit with that and just know that everything is happening as it should. And you'll be surprised at where things go. There's no rush. It's happening as it should. God is in the mix. He knows what's right. He knows what's for us and what's not for us before we know it. And everything is happening as it should. So I leave you with that. Have a fabulous Saturday, whatever you're doing today. Today is my Friday. So tonight when my daughter gets off work, I will have the next 2 days to relax. But I will be back here, of course, with something else, some other little chunk of wisdom to impart on you. But I just want to say I'm so grateful to be here. And I love everybody who watches and who's taken the time. I appreciate you so much. You don't know how much this means to me. So before I turn into a waterhead, because I'm always crying on this channel, I just want to say thank you. Deuces as always. And love you plenty.